And hello, it's Dr. D here again on our program, the Reverend Dr. D. Khaled and Open to Possibilities. Before we begin our talk today, it's not actually a talk, it's actually going to be an interview. Have you ever asked yourself, what's it like being me? Well, today you're going to find out what it's like being me. In many respects.
Yes.
And this morning, before we started this, I was speaking to a manager of a certain property here in Palm Springs, whose name is Maggie, and she said, "You're always so peaceful, and whenever I see you talk with you," she said, "I feel such calmness." And she said, "How do you do it?" And I said, "There is absolutely nothing, no thing that is worth losing your peace over." And I've gone through and grown through some of the obstacles in my life, which we'll be talking about. And yet, there's been a sense of peace, because as the Course in Miracles says, if you know who walks beside you every day on the path that you have chosen, you will never doubt or fear again. So for the next moment, let's breathe in to the count of 4. Breathe in peace. And exhale any anxiety. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in. Calmness, peace, tranquility. Breathe out any trepidation that you're having, any what seems to be problems. One more time. Let's breathe in. And as we breathe out, remember this. Every setback is just a setup for the next exciting thing that God's going to do in our life. And today I would like to introduce you to Patrick Pierre. And Patrick is going to be, I don't want to say controlling, Patrick is part of this series of broadcasts, somebody that I trust and I value, and I absolutely love from the inside out. And we've chosen to do a series of broadcasts which are actually based on my forthcoming book. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad this is you.
Thank you, Dee. What's coming to mind is that song, Getting to Know You. Getting to, I don't know the rest of the words.
To know all about you.
To know all about you.
Yes.
That's what this series is about, kids. We are going to get to know Dr. D. This is a personal adventure for me, too, because in our friendship, there's a lot, I know a lot about you, but there's a lot yet to be discovered.
Well, I just did a podcast with you that I think aired on my social media last week.
Right, the audio.
The audio.
Yeah, and that was first part of 2. And I got to know a lot about you then too. So I want to, before we jump into the questions, tell me a little bit about this. Is this magazine cover? Can the kids see it?
That was called The Voice.
Okay.
Do you know, I've been the subject of a lot of different magazines.
Okay.
The cover story and the things, and it talks about the many facets of Damien, and on you go on the inside it says the man behind the smile.
Aww.
So that is when I was as a male.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Wow. And I see that afro. Is that what you call it? More like a John Travolta kind of look, right? Blown out. Yeah.
It was more like the guys with the lions, Siegfried and Roy.
Oh yeah, big hair.
Yes, big hair. In Texas we say the closer to God, the bigger the hair.
And as we say here in California, we say grande pelo.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm practicing my Spanish, honey. And then this one also. Now this is the DAP Health magazine, and this issue is from issue number 3 from 2023.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's an expose here and a centerfold of Dr. D. Let me get the third page. No. So this is the article that we're going to be I'm using as a guide to really have to kind of thread the needle.
And that is
in
called
this.
Hope and Triumph, that article.
Okay.
On the inside.
Let's give the kids an eyeful. Okay, it's called Hope and Triumph.
Hope and Triumph.
And then look at that little angel there. You see those horns right there? Yeah. Oh, that's the halo. Beautiful. I'm so excited. All right, so let's see here. We'll go to page 1. All right. And this is going to be a long getting to know you series. So we're going to break it up into about 30-minute or so sections, okay?
Correct.
So this is the part 1, okay?
And today we're going what you've read in the magazine.
Yes, as our outline. Okay. Here in this article, it talks about here, on any given day. Well, let me read the whole part. The cheery front desk. What do you call it? Coordinator, front desk coordinator at DAP Health, affordable housing complex. Okay, back here. Okay, is full of wide-eyed optimism. Clearly, the man loves being the organization's chief greeter and safety monitor. On any given day, CalMed helps people find their way around and even offers compassion or bits of life wisdom from time to time. First question, who has helped you find your way? Because you're infamous and fabulous at the desk, so we all come to you for direction. Who gives you direction?
My faith. My faith. Not my religion, but my inner faith, which I have had to rely on as a child, that an inner knowing that it's going to be okay. Whatever it is, it's going to be okay.
So you would say your faith and the faith you developed throughout your life, for me, it's my angel, over my shoulder. Because there's been a force guiding you through all of this, good and bad, right?
There are forces, and I believe, in my belief system, that as the Bible talks about Gabriel and Michael, the archangel, and the angels have different topics, right?
Yeah,
different titles. And so I believe that each of us have a angel that corrects us, an angel that guides us, an angel that protects us, and that for me is getting into a relationship to begin to talk with God. Okay, and I say that in a wide sense because angels, different deities, the Buddhas, the Krishnas, the Allah, all of it is God, all of it. And as I begin to enter and listen to that intuitive voice, that one that comes from inside, then can I tell you a story?
Yeah, sure, of course.
I was unhoused, homeless, and this was, I was 55 at the time, which is not a pretty sight for any to be homeless. And I was walking from Long Beach, California to downtown LA because I didn't know how to ride the bus, didn't know how to ride the train back in those days. We can get into all that later. And so I was walking through Compton, which is a rough part of LA. And I was walking across the street, and this older African-American gentleman said, young man. And I turned around and looked, and I thought, who's he talking to? And he's pointing, he said, come back here. If you go any further, you're probably gonna get killed. And so I walked back across the street, and I always say, you don't always need to look like where you're at, look like where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't look like what a lot of us think in our mind that homeless people look like. You know, I didn't appear in that,
Yeah.
and I didn't say anything. And he gave me a sandwich and a soda, and he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm walking to LA," and he gave me a look like, And he said, "If you're going," and he gave me directions. Okay, I followed those directions completely. He said, "Follow these," and he said, "You'll be safe." It took me several hours, days to get there. Okay, but my point is, I listened, and you know me well enough that you know that I say that listen and silent have the same letters, just rearranged.
Wow.
We get so busy talking, we don't hear. So what guides me is I must have my moments of silence, complete silent, even from the monkey mind, so that I can hear what I call Spirit is saying to me and how to move. And when I don't, Patrick, I get in a world of trouble and hurt.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I find that too. It's about meditating and having a practice.
Yes.
And and being able to hear. I'll read this part of the article to you and then get some feedback. Calmette knows about the light because he spent a lot of time emerging from the dark. The multifaceted yet unpretentious soul is somebody you'd want to know, and he swims deep emotional waters, waxing philosophical with ease. I believe within each of us, this is you speaking, I believe within each of us is a homing device that is good. We were born with it, and it leads us to a power bigger than us. So you kind of, let's develop that.
You see the ocean, and you see the wave. Okay. When you understand that the wave is part of the ocean, then you're not comparing yourself to the other waves, because you realize that you're all part of the ocean. Okay, follow
Yeah.
that? So when I stop and I realize, well, first of all, let me back up just a titch. So often we're taught things as a child, as children, and the greatest challenge is to unlearn everything that we've been taught.
Reparenting yourself.
And we get taught what a lot of people call original sin. Okay? And I believe that we're born into original goodness.
Yes.
Original godness. And so people ask me, they say, "Dr. D, what is sin then?" I say, that's very simple. Sin is when I think that I'm separate from God, and when I'm separate from you, and I'm separate from you. When I realize there's no separation, we're all part of the ocean. I'm not looking at you as a wave, and this is a wave. It's like I'm one of the waves in the ocean, and it's the ocean that creates the waves and the energy, the gravity. So in understanding my life that way, I haven't always understood it that way, but believe me, I understood it more as an undertow a lot of times. But for my life to work for me, for my life to work for me, and to know the peace that I lean into, then I've got to make sure that my belief is working for me. Now, you who are listening, if your belief doesn't work for you, try a different one. Just because Aunt Susie and Grandma, believed a certain thing was going on, doesn't mean it's so.
Right.
In Europe, they drive on the other side of the street, and that's their truth. for their situation. And here we drive on the other side of the street. Both of them are right for the situation and for the countries that we live in.
Right.
So anything that is not of love, and I'm not talking about kissy, 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 because love also is strength and truth. And you speak the truth, not in a judgmental way, but you speak the truth in a way that resonates with somebody inside. Because, back to what you said, inside of us is a homing device that leads us to the sea, leads us back to the sea. You know, we're out here thinking again that we're the big wave or we're this wave, and yet there's something inside that leads us back to that divine, that divinity, that we are that's greater than us at the same time.
Yeah. Well said. Thank you. And now I want to dive into different events in your life, but here's the setup. It says here, let's see here. In the next breath, in the next breath you say, I'm no stranger to homelessness, hopelessness, or hope either, or saying, what is the lesson in this for me? Rather than, why is this happening to me?
Yes.
So there I see the survivor perspective and the victim perspective.
Yes.
So with everything that you've gone through that we're going to be discussing and diving deep into, you said you wanted this conversation in this series to show Dr. D, the human being.
Yes.
Who is earthly, who struggles, who's experienced pain,
Yes.
and all. So talk to me about your survivor versus and or your victim and how they relate to each other.
Well, we'll be getting into my childhood at some point.
This is what's next, yes.
And we'll be getting into some of the abuse. And we'll be getting into the abandonment and left to fend for myself. We will be getting into the 6-7 years that I completely quit speaking because of all the abuse. We'll be getting into some of the amnesia, okay? And I'm just pointing these things out.
These are the places you've been a victim, but then you're able to survive it.
I saw myself as a victim.
In those times.
Now, when my mother, when I was 3, 4, somewhere in there, went to pour hot grease on my head, and I ducked and it went on my back, and there's a scar on my back, which I've talked about at times. I don't remember the pain now. I remember being my vision, my visioning, my
recollection of it, or?
my sometimes you have to rewrite your story and make that your reality. Now, I say that to say this. Yes, the burn did happen. Yes, it was horrific. And yes, I have the scar from it. But when I think about it in my mind, I envision myself laying in the hospital bed that is snow white, that is clean, that smells really fresh, and feels really safe. I did not feel safe when I felt as the victim. And for, oh my gosh, for over 60 years of my life, I felt like I was a victim. And I'm not good enough. I'm too ugly, nobody's ever gonna want me. Because for me, the scar might as well have been on my face. And the way I interacted with people was, my energy level was, I don't know why to even try to bother to say anything to you because I know you're not going to like me anyway, you know? And when I had quit speaking and the kids said that I was a retard, a moron, and all of these things, what's true is people will put you down and say negative things to you and call you words that are really not appropriate, those kind of words. And the truth is, pretty soon, they don't have to do that anymore because you're saying those words to yourself. You're internalizing, your energy is that. So during the homeless episodes, and there've been more than one homeless episode. There've been like 3 or 4 different homeless episodes. I mean,
different seasons.
I have no fear of being unhoused or homeless because, girl, I've got it down. I've done it so many times. I know how to do it with a sense of style sometimes. I mean, I could take a milk crate, make it into a coffee table and a chair. Because I've lived in a big house in Rolls Royce, and I've lived in a little crate. And the thing is, it's an attitudinal. It's an attitudinal. How do I see it? Why is this happening to me? That has blame. That also has shame. When I choose, and it's choice, when I choose to give up blame and shame, and I can say, this is what happened. This is the fact of what happened. What is the lesson in this for me? Because I keep repeating the same lesson, only has a different face sometimes.
Same script, different day.
It's like, oh, okay, you know what? I have the same romantic experience over and over and over with just a different face. Oh, really? That has nothing to do with the people that you're seeing. That has everything to do with you and your stuff. So am I willing to, part of this episodes that I want to do is I wanted to have a radical honesty in it, that all of us bleed from the heart. And when I was not growing through some of these things, but when I was going through them, I thought I was the only one. I was the only one that ever felt worthless. I thought I was nothing. My grandfather used to say, "Oh, you'll never amount to a hill of beans. You have a book schooling, but you'll never amount to a hill of beans." And so I would internalize all that, and in my mind it'd say, well, if these people love me, why are they talking this way to me? Oh, I must deserve it. You and you and you, we deserve to be lifted up, not in an ego sense of better than anyone else, but lifted up that, oh, you're a wave, it's part of the ocean, kind of thing. And
celebrated.
As I find that, then I'm able to take all things that happen in my life and say, what is the lesson in this? What is the lesson for me to learn in this? So that I not only learn it here, but I learn it intuitively here.
Absolutely. And this article, your book,
yes,
all designed to come together and really present yourself authentically to the world.
Yes,
is what it's about. Tell me and our viewer a little bit about the book. Title, how hard it's been, easy.
The book's been in the process for 25 years.
It's going to be good.
Why do you want to write this book? People have asked me. It's something that I feel from the inside out. It's something that I'm hedging. I'm hedging. Let me just lay it out here. I think in the early 2000s, I was in West Hollywood for a travel convention, a gay travel convention, and they had different booths and things set up. And I was there with one of the boyfriends at the time, who knew nothing about my past or writing or anything, because I keep that all a secret. Try to blend in as much as I can. Okay, and so we're walking around, and this a person, and I'm not sure exactly whether they were male or female. This person came up to me, and they said, "When are you going to get your book done?" And I just stood there, and he said, when are you going to get your book done? I got up out of a sick bed to come here because I was told to come here and ask you, when are you going to get this book done?
Wow.
And I said, soon. And my friend asked me, said, what book? And I said, nothing. So let's move on a few years, right? So a few years later, several years later, I'm living in Long Beach at the time, cavorting around, doing all the things when you're not really listening to Spirit, and making a mess of my life. And I had been at one of the bathhouses in LA, okay, cavorting around. And I was taking the train back to Long Beach, and it was late. Well, it was late for me because I'd been there several hours. And on the train, a lady, African-American lady, came up and she said to me, I'm from North Carolina, and I'm here for so-and-so convention at the Staples Center, which happened to be a gospel convention. And she said, when is your book coming out?
This woman said the same thing.
When is your book coming out?
Oh my goodness.
And I said, oh, I'm working on it. She said, people need to hear what you have to say. Now, back in, what was it, maybe, 2010 or something like that, in that area. Not wanting to name drop, but one of my dear friends named Ricky Kleeman. Okay, Ricky is an author, and her husband is Bill Bratton, who was chief of police of Los Angeles and chief of police of New York, and is well known through the law enforcement community. And Ricky and I became friends, and this is right after I had got my studio apartment from being homeless, right? And I was associating, I went from that to associating with people that I was invited to a wedding at the Kodak Theater, okay? So shifting gears and being a chameleon and blending in, but not having a pot to pee in or type of thing. And Ricky, I used to write affirmations from people to come into the gym and stuff, and that's a whole story how I got to doing that too. So Ricky asked me to lunch one day, and I had no idea who she was. I thought she was kind of snooty. And over lunch, she asked me some questions, personal questions. And I had made a commitment when I was no longer unhoused or homeless or had come back from my whatever journey it was at the time, that I was going to be authentic as I could be, because we're only as authentic with somebody else as we are with ourselves. And it's easy how we play our own games. So at lunch, Ricky asked me some real pointed questions. And according to her, I turned white, like a deer in the headlights. And she said, oh no, if I'm getting too personal, So I began to answer her questions about the homelessness, about some of the things in my life. And she tears ran down her face, and she said, you're a miracle. You're a miracle. And she said, you need to get this book written. You need to write this book. And my response was, yes, I know. And periodically people come into my life that will remind me of this. And why haven't I done it? Fear. Fear is just as real when you have a fear of success as when you have a fear of failure. And one author that I know several authors really well, and I said, can't I just tell my story and you write it? And they said, no, you have a particular voice that you write in, and people need to hear what your voice is in it. I said, but I making excuses. And so I was looking at it, it's like procrastination is all based in fear. Fear of not being good enough, fear of being a fraud. And that's an interesting point, because I've talked to various spiritual teachers, and that's what I considered as a spiritual teacher by many, is that once I put this out there, then it's in black and white. And who are you to put such and such out? Or who are you to do this and this? And every single writer that I know has said to me, there's that part where you go through feeling like you're a fraud. You feel like you're a fraud, and you need to push through that. And part of the essence of what we're doing with this broadcast is, for me, it's pushing through that fraud. And feeling fraudulent doesn't mean that you're being fake. It just means that when you make a certain statement that is so true for you, that can be controversial, but you know it's true for you, you don't necessarily have a credential to back up the scientific part of that.
It can be challenged.
It's a challenge. But in saying that, say this, I don't feel that so much now as I used to, because I've gone on to learn how to study some of the quantum physics and how science works and various things. My belief system in the godness, the God energy, is so much based on science, because science will back up spiritual energy and spirituality. Science will not back up religious dogma. So
say that again, please.
Science will not back up religious dogma.
That's right.
But science will back up the spiritual, intuitive energy, the truth. Science will back up truth.
Yes. Thank you. Now, does the book have a title?
Girl, the book has had several titles.
Because I see the subtitle here in the article.
What's the subtitle say?
It says here,
Looking for a Place to Belong?
A Tale of Heartbreak and Triumph.
Oh, well, it is a tale of heartbreak and triumph, for sure. And one of the working titles was Looking for a Place to Belong. Because most of my life, I felt like there were two of me living in one body. And that's a whole topic we're going to get into at some point. And I felt like I was both male and female, and not understand the dynamics of that, and that we have always been looking for a place to belong and never felt like we belonged. We looked for a place to belong in the religious world, and became a reverend and evangelical setting with a lovely wife and a big church. Looked for a place to belong in the gay world, being a gay boy and even marrying a man that didn't belong. Looking for a place to belong in the drag culture on stage. That wasn't a place to belong, So it's like where are we going to belong?
And what do you think is the answer? Like, I guess the only belonging I strive for is within. You know, to belong to the God within me, or the I am. Ultimately, I don't know. What do you think?
Let's take out the word strive. The ultimate is when we can sit and be in our beingness.
And just be. That's where the
And
belonging is.
does it have to have a name?
Right. Not at all.
Does it have to have a name? The comfort in it and the peace in it is such that, you know, I'm going to get in trouble here, but, you know, we get so caught up on being politically right with pronouns, and you can use the right pronoun in a hateful way, and it's hateful, or you can say he to a she or what, and it be a slip because of the way we're taught on things, or it
An
could be
honest
just
mistake, or
like
it's not our generation.
like if somebody comes in, they say, "Oh, bye you guys," and the other day somebody came by and they said, "Oh, bye you guys," and the next day that gentleman came back and he said, "I'm so sorry." I said, "I should have said goodbye guys and lady." And I said, "You know what?" I said, in our colloquial way of speaking, that is just so.
Hey guys, I'm home.
Hi guys, I'm home. It's not changeless.
Right.
I think we get so caught up on such specifics that we don't really come from the heart.
Right. And get caught up in that minutia. So, is there a working title?
There's several working titles.
Okay. Well, we don't have to drill down.
I'm kind of working on this. On
The
this
Hope and Triumph.
Hope and Triumph.
I think,
now.
and I like a tale of heartbreak, hope, and triumph, right?
Maybe that could be the subtitle.
Yeah. Okay. We're at time for the first segment here, but just to give you a little hook about what's coming up, I'd like to get really graphic about your childhood and understand the abuse, the name changing, and beyond that. There's a lot of celebrities. There's Ivana Trump, right? There's Joan Rivers. There's, what's this girl's name? I love her. Raspberries.
Carol Channing.
Carol Channing. So raspberries. That's what she's famous for saying. There's that. Now you've been married
Twice.
to a woman and to a man. And to find out that the name Calmet isn't your name, it's your husband's name.
My former husband's name.
Child, stay tuned, please follow through. So there's a lot going on that we're gonna be breaking up into about 30-minute segments.
So
say something in closing for this segment.
Patrick, there had to be a beginning.
Yes.
So before we get into the childhood part, I want to talk about the beginning while I was still in the womb.
Yes.
What I knew was going on the outside.
Oh my God, I have memories from before I was born too. Oh,
and
that just blew the plan in a very wonderful way.
So next week on Thursday, you will be. These come out on Thursdays. You will be. We will be talking about. There had to be
a beginning. We'll talk about our beginning before the beginning.
Before the beginning.
All right, that sounds wonderful.
Until next week, this is Dr. D, and you see us on YouTube channel. You see me on TikTok. You see me whenever.
Any random corner in Palm Springs.
So there had to be a beginning.
There has to be a corner. I mean, a beginning.
Remember this. Kindness. Kindness is always our superpower.
Yes.
Be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. D.